Polyvagal theory is a robust framework that explains the science of feeling safe and how the autonomic nervous system responds to danger. This model has inspired thousands of clinicians to connect with their inner neuroscience geek, as it teaches us to befriend the nervous system and remain curious about the adaptive nature of hardwired survival defenses. I had an intuitive sense that these models complemented each other like peanut butter and jelly. I sensed that polyvagal theory could easily integrate into the 8 phases of EMDR. So I started experimenting with techniques and approaches. After all, if we never tried new ways of doing things, many of our therapies, including EMDR, wouldn't exist. I curiously explored the points of integration through study and practice, and slowly but surely, I began to see the forest for the trees. Integrating these models was powerful. Combined, they presented a comprehensive framework centered on the nervous system to guide my clinical practice, supporting assessment, case conceptualization, treatment planning, intervention, and tracking outcomes. I felt excited and inspired. Clients stabilized quicker and processed targets with greater ease. My interventions seemed to supercharge or level up in their effectiveness. I had a renewed sense of curiosity and wonder for my job as a therapist. Embracing these models totally worked, and it worked really well. In the beginning, it was challenging to find the bridge and integrate. I felt like a ping-pong ball bouncing back and forth from one to the other. How do I combine these? Was a daily mantra and curiosity. Given that both models focused on neurobiology, I knew that they complemented each other. Typically, I would look for trainings, books, articles, and experts to learn from. But that wasn't an option here, since no one had explored this before. There are many therapists trained in EMDR, and many therapists who have studied polyvagal theory. But I couldn't find someone who was balanced with both. Experts and consultants I spoke to talked about EMDR or polyvagal theory, but never both at the same time. In some cases, I even found therapists feeling like they had to choose sides and have allegiance with one or the other. Sadly, this seems to be a common theme in our field of counseling, which leads to silos and mine is better than yours limiting mentalities. Fast forward to a trip to the grocery store in Colorado in 2020. Denver was emerging from the pandemic lockdown, and my local community had just experienced another mass shooting that took place in a grocery store. I was standing in the ice cream aisle, struggling with the privileged problem of deciding which ice cream to buy, when suddenly there was a loud, startling noise. Pop! What was that? Was that a gun? Am I in danger? What's happening? My mind raced. My ears perked up. I froze. I looked up and down the aisle, scanning the environment for information. My heartbeat raced, my blood pressure increased, and my muscles contracted as I tried to figure out what that noise was. A group of teenagers walked by, one of them playfully hitting another. "You jerk! I can't believe you popped that in my ear. I'm going to get you back." Deep breath. It's just kids playing and being silly. I'm safe, I thought. I tried to get back to picking out ice cream, but I couldn't. My heart started to slow. My muscles relaxed a bit, and I refocused on the colorful frozen containers stacked before me. But now memories from my past were flashing through my mind. I recalled a personal incident with gun violence. My mind replayed snippets of scenes from that night a few years ago. I remembered running with the gun I had wrestled away from someone who was about to use it to kill himself or someone else. I could feel the familiar fizzy feeling of adrenaline as I stood in the brightly lit freezer aisle. My mind played images from the news of the local shooting in the grocery store, the survivors, the vigil for those murdered, the gunman. That sound had started a cascade of memories, which I had viscerally re-experienced in that moment. I recognized the experience I was having and looked for ways to flexibly maneuver back to a more regulated state. Breathe. Ground.